Hey, so I'm gone another day. Sorry, you guys. I will be here Monday, helping the middle school math teachers with math. So, first of all, in your reading, hopefully you guys read, and we're looking at parabolas in a different way, in their standard or in their normal form. So, first of all, you read that the axis is symmetry. So, if I take and draw a picture, right, for our reading, and our axis of symmetry always goes through the vertex, right? So, if it's not in vertex form, okay. If it's in standard form, if it's in vertex form, say our y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, then the vertex is easy. The vertex is just hk. It's just these numbers, right? That's the vertex. But if it's in standard form, then the line of symmetry, or the vertex, you have to do a little bit of work for, okay? So the axis of symmetry is negative b over 2a, and you get the a and the b from the numbers in front of x squared is the a, and the b is the number in front of the x, okay? So we're going to practice that in our notes, okay? Now, if it's in standard form, and we know this as well, if the value of a is negative, then it will open down, which gives us a maximum or a frowny face, okay? So if a is negative, if a is positive, then we get a smiley face, it opens up, and we get a minimum value, okay? And those are things we've talked about before, so it's pretty easy. So let's move on from the reading to the notes, okay? And hopefully you guys have that information. So let's take a look at our notes here, okay? So again, today what we're going to talk about is graphing parabolas. We're going to talk about graphing parabolas in standard form, okay? So let's take a look at this. So first of all, from the parabola shown, find the vertex, line of symmetry, y-intercepts, and x-intercepts, okay? So that's not too bad. So if I already know it's vertex, we're going to go ahead and get the answer in vertex form. Because if you have the vertex, let's do it in vertex form. So I know my vertex. The vertex is at 2, 1. And since we're going to do it in vertex form, I'm going to write down our equation, our little equation here. I'm going to write down our y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. I know the value of a is negative 1 because it opens down, so I'm going to rewrite this as a y equals a negative 1 x. I know the vertex is over 2, and of course we're doing the opposite, so it's a plus 2 squared and then up 1, okay? So remember, the value of the x value of the vertex is always the opposite of the inside, okay? So that's the equation. Now, from there, let's find the line of symmetry. Well, the line of symmetry goes right through the vertex. We talked about that yesterday. There it is. So the line of symmetry is simply going to be a line of symmetry. It's going to be simply x equals 2, okay? And we did this yesterday. This is pretty easy. Y-intercepts, those are pretty easy. I want the y-intercept. My y-intercepts is right there at negative 4. So I've got a value, or coordinate of 0, negative 4. Now the x-intercepts are where it crosses the x-axis, and we know this as well. So the x-intercepts are at, let's see, 1, 0, and at 1, 2, 3, 0, okay? Now if I'm going too fast, slow me down, or ask Mr. Moody to put it on pause for a second, because he can do that for you, okay? Okay, example 2. Still in our nice little vertex form. We haven't even gotten to the quadratic standard form yet, okay? But it's still in our nice vertex form. So we know that the vertex is at opposite, positive 4, negative 4. Okay, so that's our vertex, okay? And then the line of symmetry, we don't need to graph this. The line of symmetry we know goes through the vertex. Line of symmetry goes through the vertex. It's a vertical line, so it's just x equals 4. That's pretty easy. All right, we did this yesterday, so this is no big deal. Let's just kind of review what we did yesterday. But sometimes quadratics are in what we call standard form. So let's just assume that someone took this equation and just multiplied it all out and simplified it, and then you get it in this form, okay? So it's still a parabola, it still has an x squared. It's still going to have a vertex, but it's in a different form. It's in standard form, okay? So if it's in standard form, we know that our A is 3, our B is -6, and our C is 7. Okay, so A, B, and C are the numbers in front of x squared, x, and of course the cos, okay? So first of all, does it open up or down? Well, that's easy. If A is positive, it opens up, okay? It's easy as that. If A is positive, it must open up, so it's going to somehow be a smiley face somewhere. We don't know exactly where, but we know for sure. And if it does open up, then it's going to have this very bottom point here, which has to be a minimum. We don't know what it is yet, and that's what we're going to work on over the next couple of days, is how to find all of these values if it's in standard form, okay? That was easy. Turn the page. Okay, now, example 4. Here's a parabola. It's not in the nice vertex form, which made it really easy to graph, but it's in standard form, okay? The standard form has its advantages too. The y-intercept is easy. There's the y-intercept, okay? But the vertex is a little bit harder to do, okay? So let's go through it. So right off the bat, it says from the parabola, y equals x squared minus 2x minus 8. Find the vertex, the line of symmetry, the y-intercept, the x-intercept, and graph the parabola. Okay, so first of all, we have a little equation. So we've got the vertex, or the line of symmetry, is the negative b over 2a. Okay, so what I have in this parabola is I know my a is equal to 1, because there's a 1x squared. Don't normally write the 1, but there is a 1 right there. B is -2, and C is -8. Okay? Now, if I want to do something with this, if I want to graph this, then what I have to do is first use this formula. Okay, so the vertex comes from negative b over 2a. So let's try that. Negative b is going to be, well, b is a -2, so I'm going to have a -2. So I've got a -2, because b is -2, all over 2 times 1, which gives me an answer of 2 over 2, or 1. Okay, now, 1 is not completely the answer, okay? So 1 is a point. So the vertex is a point. So it's going to be really 1 something, okay? Because the vertex is a point, so it's going to be 1 something. Well, to get the y value, we're just going to plug it in, just like we've always done. So let's plug the 1 in for x, but into both x's, okay? Because you got both x's. So we're going to plug the 1 into both x's. So let's do that. Let's go y equals a 1 squared minus a 2 times a 1 minus an 8. So you get 1 squared is 1, minus 2 minus 8 makes a -9. Okay, so I just plugged in 1, got my answer, 1. I plugged 1 into my parabola, and I get 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 8 gives me a -9. Okay, so that's my vertex. I'm going to circle that because I want to come back to it. Okay, I want to graph it. Okay. Okay, now the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is pretty easy. This does say let x equal 0. So if x is 0, we have, well, y is equal to 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 8. But we already knew it was 8, right? We knew it was 8, -8, because you plug in 0, 0. It's got to be. So the y-intercept then is got to be 0, -8. Circle that because we want to come back and graph that as well. X-intercept. Let y equal 0. Okay, well, let's see. I'm going to let y equal 0 up here. So I'm going to go 0 equals x squared minus 2x minus 8. Now, solving for x can't be done unless we factor. Okay, so that's what we practiced yesterday, was factoring. So we're going to need to factor this. So if I factor, right, remember how we factored xx? 2 sets of parentheses, we're going to go x and x, right? Multiples of -8, how about a -4 and a +2? -4 and a +2, right? Okay, now we're still solving for x, but now wait a minute, there's 2 x's because there are, you ready? There are 2 answers. There's two answers because the graph is going to cross the x-axis twice. It has to be two answers. So how do I get my two answers? Well, these are like little mini equations. One mini equation is 0 equals x minus 4. And the other mini equation is 0 equals x plus 2. Okay? So I got little two mini equations from the factor x plus 4 equals 0 and x plus 2 equals 0. So solve. Plus 4, right? Plus 4 plus 4. One answer is 4. So one x-intercept is at 4, 0. Minus 2, and I get x equals negative 2. So what I have are my x-intercepts. My x-intercepts are at 4, 0 and at negative 2, 0. Okay? Circle those because I'm going to come back and graph those. Okay? So one more time. To find the x-intercept, I let y equal 0. When y was equal to 0, I can't solve for x squared in this form, so I factor it. After I factor it, I get two little mini equations to solve for it. I get an x equals 4 and an x equals negative 2, okay? And I'm going to graph those later, okay? Now, finally, the line of symmetry. We know what the line of symmetry is. It goes right through the x value of the vertex. And there it is. It's still the same negative b over 2a. So whatever answer you got up here is the line of symmetry. X equals 1. Okay, I'm going to circle that. Now we have everything we need to graph it, okay? So let's go ahead and make a graph. So I'm going to start at the vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a y-intercept of 0, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have x-intercept at 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, and negative 0, 2, 0, 1, 2, right? I know I got to have another point here because of the line of symmetry, right? Line of symmetry, there it is, and here's my parabola. Okay, we need to practice this more. What we're going to need to do today is our homework, right? Here it is, page 328. 2, 3, 4, 6, 11, 18, 51, and 62. And I suppose if you're not done with your egg drop, you got to get it done, but don't forget to do the homework, all right?